Welcome to our podcast. If you're learning English, you're in the right place. I'm Erica. Today we're having a conversation about food, healthy food. My guest is Dr. Sarah Miller. She is a wealth of information. I learned things today that I never knew before. Things like cooking rice with coconut rice decreases calories by 70%. Who knew? She knows a lot about how food is grown. So we will learn about food, and we will learn English too. Dr. Miller, welcome. So happy that you're here today.
Hi, Erica. I'm happy to be here too.
Sometimes in the store, we see a word on food. Organic. What does that mean?
Good question. Organic means the food was grown in a special way, no bad chemicals. It's better for the earth and for our bodies.
Interesting.
It has been proven that organic food is more nutritious. Since they don't use synthetic pesticides, the plants have to work harder, and that can boost their vitamin and antioxidant levels.
Wow! For our listeners, what exactly are antioxidants?
Sure, let's talk about those antioxidants I mentioned. Imagine tiny little fighters inside your body. These fighters are called antioxidants, and their job is to protect your cells from bad things.
Kind of like how a helmet protects your head during a bike ride?
Correct. Antioxidants help shield your cells from getting damaged. And when your cells are healthy, you feel good. Organic food often has more of these antioxidant fighters, which can help keep you healthy and strong.
So, Dr. Miller, just so I understand clearly, organic food is healthier. Why? Because the plants that use pesticides work harder to fight off bugs and pests. This struggle makes them stronger, and they create more vitamins and antioxidants. And antioxidants protect our bodies. It's kind of like the saying, what doesn't kill us makes us stronger.
Correct. And antioxidants are very important for our healthy systems. Their job is to protect your cells from bad things. They fight things like pollution we breathe in or unhealthy foods we sometimes eat. These bad things can hurt our cells, but antioxidants help stop the damage.
This is something very new to me. I had no idea. I find it hard to find organic food. Is it only in special stores?
Not always. More and more regular supermarkets have organic sections. And farmers markets are a great place to find locally sourced organic produce.
Farmers markets. I love those. And I like to support locally sourced food. Buying local means your food hasn't traveled far, so it's often fresher and supports farmers in your community.
You got it.
But let's be honest, organic food costs more. Is it really worth the extra money?
That's a good question. It's true, organic food sometimes costs more. You have to decide what's most important to you. Some people think the health benefits are worth the price. Others like to support farmers who grow food in this special way.
That's true. It can be tough to buy all organic. Are there some foods we should focus on buying organic if we're on a budget?
Definitely. There's something called the Dirty Dozen. It's a list of fruits and vegetables that tend to have more pesticides than other foods when they aren't grown organically. Buying these organic foods can make a big difference.
That's really helpful. So, which fruits and vegetables are on this list of 12 foods that have the most pesticides? These are considered the most contaminated food list, correct?
Yes. Most contaminated foods. Strawberries, onions, spinach, and apples are usually high on the list. There are websites where you can find the whole Dirty Dozen and learn more.
That's great. So even if we can't afford everything organic, we can be smart about where we spend our money. Any other tips for eating healthy on a budget?
Definitely. Planning your meals for the week is a big help. You'll buy less food you don't need, which saves money.
That's a good idea. It can be so tempting to grab something quick and unhealthy when you're hungry and don't have a plan.
Exactly. Also, don't forget about traditional foods from different cultures. Things like beans, rice, and lentils are very healthy and cheap.
That's true. My grandmother always cooked delicious meals with simple ingredients. Eating beans with rice makes it a complete protein, and eating vegetables on the side makes it a very healthy meal. In particular, she used to cook rice with coconut oil.
Wonderful. People think eating healthy is time-consuming and hard. But I think it's actually easier. There's a lot we can learn from traditional ways of cooking. They often focus on fresh, whole foods.
Great points. So healthy eating doesn't have to be expensive.
Not at all. It's about being smart with your choices and a little planning. I want to go back to your grandmother. You mentioned your grandmother cooked rice with coconut oil?
Yes,
Did you know you can cut the calories in rice by cooking it with coconut oil?
no, not at all.
Normally, when we cook rice, the starches in the rice break down easily. Think of them like long chains that our bodies can quickly chop up into short pieces. These short pieces turn into sugar, which gives us energy.
So, that's why rice gives us a lot of energy?
Exactly. But when you cook rice with coconut oil and then cool it, something interesting happens. The coconut oil and the cooling temperature together create a kind of shield around some of the starch.
A shield?
Yes, a shield. This shield makes it harder for our bodies to break down all the starch right away. Some of it stays like those long chains, and those long chains are what we call resistant starch.
Resistant starch? So, our bodies can't use it for energy as easily?
Right. Because it's resistant to being broken down, our bodies get fewer calories from that resistant starch. So overall, the rice cooked this way has fewer calories we can absorb.
That's cool. But what happens to the resistant starch?
That's where it gets even better. The resistant starch travels further down your digestive system to the colon. Here, it becomes a tasty treat for the good bacteria living there.
Good bacteria?
Yes. Our guts are filled with tiny bacteria, good and bad. The resistant starch helps feed the good bacteria, keeping them strong and healthy. And a happy gut makes for a healthier you.
This is so fascinating. We will have to go deeper into these fascinating ways food changes the way it's cooked. We are running out of time today.
It would be my honor and pleasure to return.
This has been so helpful. Thank you, Dr. Miller, for sharing your tips.
You're welcome. And remember, eating healthy is a journey. Even small changes can make a big difference over time. Don't get discouraged, just keep trying.
That's a great reminder. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming to change everything at once.
Definitely. If you need help with ideas or recipes, there are lots of great resources. You can find recipes, meal plans, and even coupons online or at your local library.
That's fantastic. And most importantly, don't forget to have fun with it. Try new flavors, experiment with recipes. Healthy eating can be an adventure.
Exactly.
This has been a fantastic conversation. I've learned so much, and I hope our listeners have too. Remember, healthy eating doesn't have to be complicated or expensive. Small changes, like focusing on the dirty dozen, which are the top 12 foods that are the most contaminated, and a bit of planning, can go a long way. Check out the resources Dr. Miller mentioned. There's a whole world of healthy recipes waiting. Thanks again to Dr. Miller, and thanks to all our listeners. English and a whole lot of other wonderful things. We're always learning new things together. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Let's create a community of English learners, sharing tips and supporting each other.